tax issues for our committee.
Thank you very much, Linda. And thanks a lot to Mr. Solheim for his very helpful presentation. You were very clear on the importance of strengthening the tax system in developing countries, of course. And we know that the OECD found out that every dollar of ODA spent on building tax administrative capacity can generate as much as 1,650 dollars, of course, in incremental tax revenues. But how can we make it? I mean, what is lacking today, in your opinion, to reinforce a standardized international tax system? My second question would be, do you agree that the country-by-country reporting system adopted already for the banking industry should be made mandatory also for transnational companies in all sectors? I think that is crucial in fighting illicit financial flows and also tax evasion and tax avoidance. And another very important step to ensure that we fight more effectively illicit financial flows and tax evasion is obviously as you were mentioning just right before, the automatic information exchange between tax authorities. In this process, how can we ensure the full and effective participation of developing countries? As you know, there are some problems. You were mentioning the fact that they usually don't have the institution to provide information, but personally, I don't think that can be a justification not to exchange information and to help them fighting tax evasion and tax avoidance. So, thank you very much.
I think the last issue is, I think, very central because, I mean, some of the tools we have adopted, for instance, World Bank systems to gather capital which has been stolen from developing nations, have in reality been more effective between European states and between developed states. Because if, say, the Swedish tax authorities ask information from, say, the Swiss tax authorities about an issue, they have good professional bureaucracies, non-corrupt, who can handle this information in an absolute professional manner. To do that with some developing nations, with the tax authorities are really a few, maybe 5 persons, with limited education in the field, it's of course much more difficult. But the answer to that is not that it should not be exchanged. For sure it should be exchanged. But we must also assist developing nations in building up the competence and authority in tax revenue generation. And that is an area we cannot be done in one day, but where there is a lot of initiatives. I mean, Australia has launched a mining for development initiative. Norway has launched oil for development initiative. OECD has, as I said, tax inspectors without borders and tax for development, which are initiatives to provide assistance in this field. But it's absolutely crucial because, as you said, these are some of the most economically viable investments you can do. You will generate much more money than you invest.